Alright, we just got a JP Dokkan data download, and we actually got a pretty good free-to-play unit. And we have Into God Goku's EZA upcoming, so as of now, that is the only two things that we are known that's going to be upcoming. We'll talk about them, of course, and then we'll talk about, what else could still be upcoming in the next, few weeks, because I know people are like, oh, where are the other EZAs? When could they, potentially come? When is the part 2 LR? People have been asking me that quite a lot. So we'll discuss all that in the video here, but for now, let's just go ahead and talk about this Vegeta, actually, since he's the new free-to-play unit. He was interesting when he originally came out back in 2020, right? Because he did have his Giant Ape form, right? Well, at the time, Giant Ape form wasn't really, as good, or at least from us as a players, because we didn't know how it could nullify super attacks. But now we know that, and his Great Ape form isn't really too difficult to get off, and this guy is actually really good with his EZA now. So, I mean, he's a Great Ape power leader now, which is not really a big deal, but if you take a look here, this Vegeta, he gets 120% attack and defense at the start of turn. He gets 50% attack and defense when performing a super attack. If there's a Giant Ape power category ally on the team, he does get an additional 120% attack and defense. So, I mean, if we take a look at Great Ape power, right, I mean, that's not really going to be a difficult condition to get now, because we have the new LR Super Saiyan 4 Goku. Even Great Ape Turles is pretty solid, right? I mean, Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta is good. I think that this guy is actually a little better than people say, honestly. This guy is actually still pretty solid. You can probably get away with them some places. This dude's better than people think, right? So there's a lot of actually good units. I mean, even this guy, if you're running like a lot of Great Ape power units, he can have that damage reduction and can be very, very strong. So overall, not a bad condition whatsoever to have to get off. Now this one actually, unlike, if you look at it, right, he gets a 50% extra defense and a high chance to crit against a Shadow Dragon Saga category enemy. Like, on paper, that sounds bad because it's very limited. But right now, the hardest event in the game is the Sin Shenron fight. And this guy will actually have that active because he's a Shadow Dragon Saga fight, right? So, I think that's pretty cool, getting the extra defense buff and the high chance to crit. I feel like they definitely thought about this Sin fight for this condition, even though he's an N-type. And again, another reason why I feel like they thought for this in 5, right? I'll just go ahead and show you right here. He guards all attacks when HP is 50% or higher. So as long as you're 50% HP or above, this unit has guaranteed guard, which is very, very, very good, I think. And you may be thinking, oh, you'll fall under 50% HP, he's just dead, right? That's not necessarily the case, because if you take a look at his conditions, didn't really change, but from the 4th turn from start of battle, when he's 50% HP or less, he transforms into Great Ape. So what's that? What's going to happen with that is he's going to transform to the Great Ape for 2 to 3 turns, right? And he's going to be able to basically nullify like all the AoEs or super attacks potentially. So even if you do get a situation where he's under the HP condition, you still will be okay. Without the guard in certain scenarios. Now, if he's like type event is again like the Sin Shenron fight, he probably could still take quite a bit of damage because he's still a free-to-play unit. I mean, like 8.8k defense, and then he's gonna his super attack effect, right? Raises attack for the turn, greatly raises defense for the turn, supreme damage, lowers defense. Again, keep in mind, this is just a 1-turn raise for both attack and defense. This is not a stack. Again, I know people are gonna be kind of confused about that, but actually I should bring up the unit just to give y'all an example of how exactly it works. So it's only a stack if it's before the attack raise, right? So you take a look here at Age Okid Gohan. We know he stacks on his unit super attack, right? So well, in general he stacks, right? But as an example, his unit super attack also has attack raise. How it's written is raises defense, then it's raises attack for the turn greatly, right? Right here, it's for 1 turn, he raises attack and then greatly raises defense, right? Because the 1 turn is before, the 1 turn applies to the entire part, right? Very similar to the Super Saiyan Goku and Vegeta. I guess we could bring up the Golden Week Super Saiyan Goku and Vegeta units, right? They're another unit which that would actually apply to, where it's a 1-turn raise, right? I think this is the Super Saiyan Goku, right? You see, 1 turn, greatly raises attack, raises defense. It's the same thing. We were confused initially if it was stacking defense or not. Honestly, this could have been stacking defense, but it's basically the same but reversed, right? Where it's instead a normal attack raise and greatly raise defense for the turn, right? So just so people, I know people are confused about that already. I had some questions about it. That is how that works, right? Which is still fine, right? Having 50% defense raise for the turn. But imagine if this guy did stack defense. That'd be pretty sick. But for a free-to-play unit, I think he's actually pretty good, right? He has guard. He will be able to have that great defense raise. He'll has a multiplicative, like the trio that we want, right? Start of turn, on super attack effect, right? Double 50%. That's gonna lead to a pretty solid number with guard. If he has his guard up, he's going to be able to tank even like a lot of red zone super attacks. So that's going to be good. I'm very interested to see how this guy is going to look. Definitely additionals and probably dodge, right? Yeah, additionals and dodge, this guy I think is definitely the way to go. Because he already has a high chance to crit against the Synbite anyways. And it's like, I don't think he's going to be doing that great damage, right? So I like this guy. Like, think of him as like a floater on the team. And you're able to have dodge with him, and you can dodge these super attacks, guard pretty well, and he could be a nice little safe option as a floater, or even slot 2, right? You could definitely run him in slot 2 and he'd be fine. But that's basically with this GT Vegeta. I think pretty well designed free-to-play unit, but that's good. Free-to-play units have been pretty good this year, and that's very, very positive. So I guess one thing I want to check here, God Goku, I'm pretty sure he's the exact same as he was on Global. And yeah, I don't see that there's any changes to what this God Goku is. A high chance to evading crits, medium chance up to 11 turns, I don't know why it's so long. 5-turn greatly raised defense, that's really, really strong. Again, this God Goku, I think that people slightly underrate him now, right? I'm not gonna say that, I think he's like anything crazy, but ever since physical God Goku came out, obviously people stopped talking about him, but I think he's still gonna be pretty good, right? With the 5-turn greatly raised attack and defense, he's gonna be able to be comfortably tanking normals. He has a high chance to dodge, so that'll allow him to obviously be able to dodge these super attacks in most scenarios, which is gonna be very helpful. It's pretty easy. It's pretty easy to activate his full passive, right? The 5 hybrid Saiyans or pure Saiyan category allies in the team. Very, very simple to do that. I guess the only thing that I wish he would have had is defense multiplicative in his passive skill. But this, imagine like, I don't know, that would have been too good. With this, like, what? That's 150% defense essentially he's getting on super attack once it's fully built. And then if he gets an additional, that's like 200%. Then imagine if he gets like 50% defense on super attack here. That would skyrocket his defense to an absurd amount. So I kind of understand, like, if they wanted him to have this, right? That's probably why they did that. Again, pretty nice link set overall. I mean, no prepared for battle does suck, but it's not a bad link set. He's on a lot of teams. He'll be specifically helpful on the superheroes team, I think, because if you take a look at physical God Goku's not on the superheroes team because he's from the Dragon Ball Z movie, right? The Battle of Gods movie, not the Battle of Gods, anime arc, which is what this guy is on. Beyond that, though, they're on every single team together, so if you had to choose, you would probably use the physical God Goku, but I think superheroes could be an interesting spot for him. It does actually fit what LR Ultimate Gohan 200%? He does, right? So that's a thing. We'll see how that goes. I mean, again, I haven't used this like Int LR God Goku myself, actually, so I'll test him out. We'll see how he's gonna be. I know many people aren't really like, don't care about him anymore, unfortunately. I think that he's a little better than what people are giving him credit for, so we'll see. Now we have, like, Power of Wishes with Bulma, though, and it's gonna be looking pretty different with this guy. I mean, is he on Final Trump card? No, but is he on this one right here, Connected Hope? He's not on the 200%, huh? Dang, that really does suck. Yeah, dang it. That is unfortunate. I want to get him on a team with Bulma. I guess it would have to be like Yamcha's team. Is probably where I can get him with Bulma. We'll figure something out. I think having the Bulma support will be really nice, but double checking here, does her return post anything else? No, that is pretty much it there. Now again, I want to talk about real quick before we end the other EZAs, right? Because we did get a couple of EZAs announced. We have the base form Goku here. We have the Frieza, we have the Int Cell, and then we have, what's his face, LR Super Baby 2. I think what's going to happen is, okay, so first up, I want to talk about when the Part 2 LR is going to drop, I guess, to get a baseline. I think the Part 2 LR drops like the 22nd, like the 21st, 22nd next week here. So I think what's gonna happen is we're gonna get a data download like around the 18th again, right? And then the part 2 LR drops this week. I'm thinking again like the 22nd, 21st, 22nd probably is what it seems like it's gonna be, and we'll have Super Baby 2's Easy A come out. And it's possible that they also just drop these 3 at the same time with the Super Baby 2. Maybe the data download happens on the 18th. They like the Easy A's drop on the 19th, and then I'm thinking about it. They're not gonna do 2 data downloads because I think the LR is gonna drop here. So I don't know. Maybe there's not a data download on the 18th. Like more so like the 21st, the 20th. We'll see. Yeah, that is very interesting. I guess, you know, there's no way that they're gonna drop earlier because they're not gonna reveal Baby this early if it comes on the 22nd. So like a data download the 20th. Yeah, the 20th should be when the data download is. I think like the reveal on the data download, then Baby drops on 20th. Maybe the Easy A's just all drop with them. Maybe the GT Easy A's are on this week. The GT Easy A's are on the 22nd, and then Baby's the next week after. We'll see. And then funny enough, the next Dokkan Fest is going to be around the 30th, so 31st. A lot of things are going to be happening the next few weeks, and then Global is going to enter part 2. A lot of stuff, but let me know what y'all think about this Vegeta and the God Goku. And that's it. Thanks for watching, and of course, I will catch you in the next video. Peace out.